Welcome to the Winsidr Film Room. I'm Aryeh Schwartz along with Rachel Galligan, and we have a good one for you today. Our first episode of the second season of the Film Room. We're honored to welcome the 2020 WNBA Most Improved Player, a person that started off this WNBA season with 8 games. That's right, 8 games of 20 or more points. Betnijah Laney of the New York Liberty, a name that everyone knows. And if you don't know, you're living under a rock. It's so exciting to have you. How are you? And thank you so much for making the time today.
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we are beyond excited. There's a lot to break down. If we could have it our way, we would watch about 8 hours of film with you. It's that exciting, that dynamic to watch. But for those of you who are tuning in to season 2, we're happy that you are joining us. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through about 8-9 clips with Betnijah. She's going to take us through the action that they're running, what's happening in her head, what she sees, and why basically that play is going on. So as we get into this, Betnijah, I want to talk, how are you feeling right now? How's the season going? I mean, you guys have a kind of a little bit of a break here before you play this next weekend. How are you feeling right now?
I'm good. I feel good. I think that we're in a pretty good spot. I'm happy to have this break, just, allows us to get a little bit of rest, as well as, just work on some of the things that we need to improve upon, before we get into this big West Coast trip.
Let's break down some film. So this first action that we're looking at here, this is one thing that you guys do a really phenomenal job of, in my opinion, is cutting without the ball in your hands. So as we take a look at this, you just pass it to the wing. Looks like Kennedy Carter falls asleep. You get down on the block, bit of a mismatch, score in the paint. So take us through kind of what this action is and what took place here.
Well, I had a smaller person on me, so it was supposed to be, a give and kind of go into a post up. But once I realized that they had switched out, it wasn't my mismatch anymore. So now it was Kia's mismatch. So, I kind of just dribbled it out and told her to go down so that we could get, the layup that you just saw.
Well, that's literally just a situation of understanding mismatches and court awareness at that point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this next one, basically, you're clearing everybody out. You're basically recognizing you've got a mismatch here with Tony Williams on you, and this is what you do so well, using your size and strength. And then again, we talk about that off the ball cut. Looks like you hit Sammy Whitcomb here on that cut. Talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, I realized that I had Courtney on me, and that because I have her on me already and I had the ball, me going down into a post up, it would be hard for them to kind of try and switch her out. And, as everybody is just watching me, Sammy, we talked about this, once I have it and I'm on the block, just making sure that we're cutting and moving off of me. And, once I saw that I had all of their eyes and she cut and was open, it was just a easy pass.
Well, we real quick, we had to throw this in here because I know you're tight with Courtney. So I had to give you a little bit of, a little something to throw at her later.
Yeah, Courtney, she was trying to call for the switch, but I was already going into it.
Well, I think what's fascinating is you talk about all eyes on you, and coaches, oh my gosh, the coach in me talks about this all the time. Sammy Whitcomb does a great job of recognizing literally all the defenders' heads are all eyes on you.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody paying attention to her right now. It cuts right in there. Great recognition by you, and the finish. Again, you guys do a phenomenal job of cutting off the ball. All right, so now we've got a little bit of a scramble. Talk us through what's taking place here. They kick out to you. You easily could have taken that shot. For those of you, our little heads might be in the way, but a little bit of a scramble situation. She flies out at you.
Yep. It's for me, for this, it was just passing up a good shot for a better shot. Mm-hmm. Even though I caught it and, she was still there, but I see, Sammy out of my peripheral and, she's wide open and Sammy's a great shooter. So for me, it was just, just passing up a good shot for an even better shot.
And the whole bench already knew it was going in, obviously.
Yeah, every time Sammy shoots, we're ready for it to go in.
Well, the ridiculous part about Sammy's shot is how fast it is. I remember I tried to time her at a pregame shoot around a couple seasons ago, and the stopwatch doesn't work fast enough. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, no, Sammy has one of the quickest releases I've seen.
Now this next one, I love because it kind of shows a few different elements of your game. One, your ability to rebound and push the ball just the length of the floor. And until someone stops you, you're just going to keep going. So There's nothing super incredibly flashy about this play, but people don't realize how unique it is for a player to be able to get the rebound and the efficiency that you're able to do it, push the ball from coast to coast. And you are so good at that. You really demand defenses to stop you in transition like this. And you got that rebound with some emphasis too.
Well, also just a smart not foul there too. Like I feel like, a less cool, calm, collective person might get a little foul there because they see that open shot.
Yeah, no, just I was beat, but I trusted that, my teammate had my back. And so at that point the only thing I could do was, try and be a disruption behind her and rebound and and push and kick and just trying to read what the defense gave me, and they, like you said, they didn't stop me, so I just kept going.
Well, and what so many people, you do such a great job of facilitating and creating. If you're able to get into the paint, I mean, it's easily, I mean, yeah, you're able to shoot the layup here, but you could really
Yeah, but I easily had Sammy, or Tosh, really depending on what they did. But since, no one stepped up, it was just just kept going to the hole.
real quick before we get into this next one, talk about your assist numbers. You're putting up some massive assists this year. How do you differentiate going and getting yours versus creating for your teammate?
Okay. Just, I'm just trying to get the best shot that we can get. Sometimes it is going to be me, but then sometimes, especially with the attention that's gravitating towards me, it's not going to always be me. And so just making sure, that I have that balance that, even though I am capable, but just making sure, that everyone else is involved and, just trying to get the best shot that we can get.
hmm This next action we talk about cutting off the ball. Looks like Sabrina seems to be in a little bit of trouble here. Drawing some defenders. I mean, that's just a simple cut, but talk to us about this play.
Again, Sabrina is one of those players that's going to demand attention. And as you can see right here, while she has it, everybody's looking at her, trying to see what she's going to do. And so just trying to wait for her to, to get settled and then make my cut. 'Cause I don't want to cut, as she's still trying to, figure things out. But right now she's settled, she's looking. And so while my defender's looking at her and everybody else's, it was, just for me to cut.
Well, and also I would notice that you go wide too. You
Because
don't
at that
just
point, she sees me, so I know. It's just for me to come up, so her to think that, okay, maybe she's, just staying out. But then, as soon as I get her to relax, because she's moving with me, but as
Mhm.
soon as she stops, just, face cut.
And when you cut in too, if you look, like her feet are just out of position. Like there's no
Yeah.
way she's keeping up with you on that.
And this is a big thing. I mean, again, I don't know how much you guys are stressing this at the pro level, but my God, I can hear my college coach screaming at me if I was right here about getting face cut or belly cut, whatever people might call it. This would be considered a big no-no, right? Because it ultimately leads to a layup.
Yeah. Yeah, as a defender, you never want to get face cut. You always want to be in a position, so even if they do cut, like, you can give them a little bump and then make them reroute. But like I said, with Sabrina being who she is and demanding, the attention, it's easy to sit and watch.
On this next one, a little bit of everything here. I mean, you're able to come off screens as well as anyone in the league, in my opinion. You kind of back down your defender. You got that little spin back to your left, which people have become accustomed to watching. One thing, is this true that you are actually left-handed, but you shoot right-handed?
I am indeed left-handed.
I
I am,
I did not know that.
yes, I'm actually very left-handed.
Well, wait, when you say that, do you mean like, because I write with my right hand, but do everything with my left? So
When I'm very left-handed, it's because I literally don't do anything else with my right hand except for shoot a basketball.
That is incredible. It's
I,
always been like
like I can't eat with my right hand. I can't write with my right. Like I can't do anything else but shoot a basketball with my right hand.
can we pause the tape real quick? And I just want to know, how did that come to be? Like, was that like, I'm so curious. Was it you picked up the ball and you just naturally did that, or like?
So no, learning from my mother, she's right. Everybody else in my family is right-handed. And she just figured that if, my left hand would come naturally because I'm left-handed. So just, work on my right, get that, strong enough. And because I can't, I mean, it's not as fluid as my right hand, but I can shoot jump shots with my left hand. I can shoot a three with my left hand.
That's just scary. I hope every opponent is listening to this next time you're cutting to the basket and they're thinking you're going to go with your right hand on the left side or whatever it is.
Yeah, no, I'm very left-handed.
So how about this one? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. This is a really, really tough shot. I mean, when did you add this type of play into your repertoire?
It's something I've kind of been working on for a few years. At first, I wasn't as consistent at it, but just continuing to, just try and mix up different post moves. Right here, I see the guard coming up. I see the post, still there. But then as the guard tries to switch back and stay there, I realize, she's a smaller defender. So just backing down and then not going into the defense, but, just spinning away from it.
So literally that little hesitation allowed enough time for the post player to fall back and you get the smaller guard onto you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious, like when you're doing pregame prep, when you're looking at the film like this with the coaches and whatnot, what type of things do you try and key in for your offensive game? Because I feel like a lot of fans look at, film room sessions and they think, oh, it's more about how to stop the opponent. What do you look at to help your offensive game go?
I watch our opponents. I watch their last few games, to try and see their defensive tendencies. What is it that they like to do? Where are our mismatches, and just the different types of shots that I'll be able to get. And that's kind of what I focus on, and preparation for the kind of shots that I work on, pregame and everything.
This next one, playing from the inside out. We talk about your three ball. My God, I mean, the transformation from you from 2015 to where you are now, and the confidence you're shooting it with is so fun to see. But you demand the basketball here. The ball goes inside. The defense gets drawn in. You notice you're wide open. I can see you screaming for it. But talk us through this one. Simple, but still effective.
They ended up getting mixed up and switching. So initially, right here, Joyner, she has the mismatch, having a smaller guard on her. So also I'm like, okay, let's take advantage of mismatches and let's go in. But then as I see my defender leave and try and help her, as she is going into her move, I realize that now it's, I have the advantage. So just trying to, be vocal and, help everybody realize, just where our advantages and mismatches come from.
Sorry, go Rachel.
Oh no, such a little thing. I mean, like people talk about all the time, when the ball goes into the post, especially at the younger levels, we're not talking the pros right now, but instead of it going in and you just standing and watching, you're backing up, you're getting your feet off the line, your feet are ready, you're calling for the basketball, you want it in your pocket, just looking for that open passing lane instead of just standing there watching. Is ultimately what created this shot. Aryeh, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna.
Sorry.
Go. No. This is about you. You talk.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's easy, to stand around and watch as someone's, trying to go into their move. But regardless of whether I had got it back or not, just making sure that I was ready in case, she did need that outlet.
Well, all I wanted to say, even though I've interrupted you both, so my apologies, is do you feel the game has slowed down for you over, because we always hear players talk about the game slowing down. And for me, when I'm watching these plays, these super intelligent plays, to me, it tells me that the game is like slow motion and you're able to kind of, figure out, okay, I'm gonna take a couple steps back. That gives me more distance from the opponent. Or when we were talking about that play earlier, where you understand you have the big on you, so you can draw them out to create a mismatch at an easier shot, high percentage shot. Is it slower for you?
It is. And I mean, we talk about that 0.5 decision, which is like that, that split second, seeing ahead, seeing before you actually do, what's going on. So it's just an awareness thing, just understanding, how it works, people's tendencies, because we all have tendencies, we, do things. So just kind of understanding, what's happening as it's happening and not, waiting until it happens. So just trying to, decide, a little bit before just, what my next action is going to be.
Well, that's a perfect segue to this play, because I can't quite tell what the hell's going on here, but it's really incredible. You look like you refuse the screen, you get the ball, you call for the screen. There's a whole lot going on, so I'm just gonna let you be the expert here.
What the shot clock was going down. Could you rewind it just a little to the? So I was supposed to come off before this, when Sabrina still has it.
There we go. Go right from the beginning. Me and my difficult controls here.
She was trying to go under to beat me to the spot, and as I see that, I just kind of do like a little pop back. And she's there, but it's a little late. So then I call for the screen. And like I said, shot clock is going. And so I know, everybody knows that once the clock starts counting down, that's when people are most aggressive. That's when people go into switches or just trying not to let you get a shot off. But, just understanding that and trying to stay patient as I come off just a little ball shot fake and then, get the defense in the air.
It was nice. And then we got our last one.
It wasn't nice, Rachel. That was nasty. That was nasty.
That's one of those plays that just like takes the wind out of your sails. You're like, damn, I really thought I defended the hell out of that play. And it sucks. It would not be a film study without talking about your mid-range game. And we were talking about this before. The mid-range game is like a dying art, and I just appreciate you. I mean, honestly, you might be the best in the league at it. We could have that debate. We'll save that for another time. But your ability to come off screens and elevate and create space and read coming off screens is phenomenal. But talk to us a little bit, not just about this play, but just the development of your ability to do this in general.
A lot of coaches, especially now with the game, they just want more. It's either threes or all the way to the basket. A lot of coaches don't like long twos or, those kind of jump shots. But I know that is something that I work on, coming off and not trying to, force it. That's where I was most comfortable, my whole career. So just being able to, just working on that and feeling confident in what I'm doing, knowing that there's no way that my defender is going to be able to get back right there. And sometimes, just continuing to drive, you're just drawing more attention, just a better opportunity for the defense to get back into the play. So, being able to come off and, just shoot it right there, it puts pressure on defense for them to decide, what they're going to do. Because if the post steps up, then, I know that I have that pass, but if they stay back and I have just enough room to, get my shot off, then, that's what I'll take.
So is this more of a breakdown from the links, not to call anybody out, but obviously Shook sets a really great screen. Carlton runs into it a little bit. I mean, in my opinion, the post was dropped a little bit too low for understanding this personnel. And then you've got Shepard stepping over. Defensively, you just literally caught a seam and you caught a moment in time where they were out of position, right?
Yeah, and right there, like I know, like that my defender was behind me, but if I had taken another dribble, I would have had to give it up because they did have the nail help, but she got there just like a tad bit late, and I was already going into my shot. So just just understanding and trying to read what the defense is giving me when I'm coming off of those screens.
Well, also, I mean, I think the beauty of your game, to hype you up a little bit, is you can score at all three levels. So I think if we would have gone back to it, we don't need to, but you can see there's a split second where Shepard goes, all right, is she going to the hole? And she doesn't know what you're about to do. And then you get in that shooting motion and it's too late. Hand down, man down. All right, we got some rapid fire for you. They're tough. Take as long as you need and be as honest as you can be. All right. Okay. Who's your WNBA GOAT?
I love Cappie Pondexter. Like she was my favorite player, coming up, especially having her go to Rutgers. So me always being able to see her play at Rutgers and then, her career in the WNBA, just, she had a really amazing career, at every level. And then, just to have the opportunity to be able to play with her, when I did, it was really surreal for me.
I love that. Thank you so much for bringing up a player who does not get enough respect or attention. So props to you. Name your favorite Beyonce song.
Oh, it's so many. I cannot choose.
The last one you listened to.
The last one that I listened to, probably Flawless. I think that's the last one that I've listened to. But
love it.
Yeah, all of them.
Toughest team to scout for.
Toughest team to scout for. Probably.
I
like
that she's thinking about it. No, because that means she's taking it seriously.
No, I agree.
Because there are a few. It just depends. I'll say
You can list a couple if you want.
Now, I'm just say from my perspective and like my assignment, I would probably say Seattle or Connecticut, just because of like all the the variety of different things that they can do as well, and it's not always predictable as to what they're going to do. I'll say those two.
I have a question. Sorry, we have to pause rapid fire. I have heard that you are a phenomenal game planner, and you really take a ton of pride in that scouting report and tendencies. How do you prepare? I mean, obviously, your answer just now reveals, how serious you really take scouting reports, and I think of anyone really. I mean, one of the top defenders in the league right now. What is it about preparing for you personally that you take so much pride in?
Well, defensively, like I don't want people scoring on me. Like I do not I don't like it. It drives me crazy. And I'm such a competitor. And that's just in anything, not even just basketball. I don't care what we're doing. Like if we're playing a game, like I'm coming at you and I'm trying to plan how I can win. But I think with that, just like I could tell you probably like what everybody does.
Yeah.
Even if it's not necessarily my position, I know and it's just understand because there are going to be times where I'm going to have to get switched on to people, and so it's not just about what I'm doing or what my man is doing, but what the next person is doing and the next person, and just kind of trying to understand that, so that way I can be the best me that I can be.
I love that. Well, also, hey, you might get switched on to somebody else, so it's great to know their assignments. Honestly, hearing you say that, learning about all that, it made me think of Prince and how he would play like every instrument on his songs, and it would just be like Prince, 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 Prince. I'm just thinking of you doing film study. It's like Laney, Laney, Laney. All right, back to the rapid fire, and this is where it gets real hard. Biggest trash talker in the league?
Probably Courtney. I'm gonna go with Courtney because she'll talk trash to me, and I'll be on her team. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Courtney. That's who I hear the most, especially having gone against her in previous years and then playing with her. I'll say it's probably Courtney.
So much respect, and one of the best post-game interviews ever. I have to say, she's an entertaining person.
She's very entertaining. That's my girl.
That clip of her post, was it the semifinals or the finals, where she was just listing the whole Connecticut roster and was like, "Bucket, you can't stop this." Like, what are you gonna? That was like the greatest TV moment of all time. Sorry, We're talking too much, Courtney. This is about you. All right, what will it take for the New York Liberty to win it all this year?
To win it all, I think to just to learn from our mistakes, the things that that we need to work on, because we're right there and we're so good. We're so young as well. I think that we have a lot of weapons. So just, making sure that we're using all of that to our advantage, making sure that we're, learning from our mistakes and just playing our game and going out and playing hard. And I think that if we do that we have a really, really good shot.
Where is your favorite place to shoot from on the floor?
Probably a mid-range, like, those little elbows.
Those little elbows, okay.
Yeah, like dribbling to the little elbows.
Two more, and then we'll wrap it up. If you did not play basketball, so you never fell in love with the game, which you happen to fall in love a little bit later in life, if you did not fall in love with the game of basketball, what would you be doing?
I would. Oh, okay. Right now, okay, because I'm older now. If I was a little bit younger, initially I wanted to get into like dancing and like modeling and stuff. But if I'm like 27 right now and not playing basketball, I would probably have my daycare centers.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my plan after I finish playing.
That's amazing.
I love it.
I used to be a preschool teacher, so I have a lot of respect for that. Props to
you.
Do you have a name picked out already, or are you saving that?
I do, but I do.
All right, we'll save that one. Last one for me before we let you go. I want you to compare 2015 Betnijah to 2021 mentally, how you saw yourself then and now.
Right now, I'm definitely more confident. I'm definitely more comfortable in my game. I'm a lot more vocal because I'm, sure of what it is that I'm doing. I think I just enjoy it a lot more, playing and everything. Just my love for the game has definitely grown from 2015 to right now. And yeah.
I love it. Side note. Well, I just wanted to say, side note, I watched a lot of your games in this off season, overseas in Israel, and you were just balling out. So I just wanted to give you some props for that, because that was amazing. You and Mitchell were just going off at one point. That was
Good.
And I think I speak for everybody, everybody in the league. We are having a blast watching you. Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
with us. Best of luck the rest of the season. You've been an absolute blast to follow.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.